I love this beat.
Thank you.
So many pop-ups on my screen right now. Oh, what's happening?
Somebody's.
Oh.
What are you looking up on your wife's computer?
I just get bored between segments here. It just
That makes sense.
yeah.
Welcome into Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We're gonna leave that right there and move on. Right? It is September 13th, 2021. We are gonna get into some waiver wire ads and drops for your team to help you out after week one. Spoiler alert, not too many in the first week because you still got to be patient, but hey, still got to show patience. There's still some things to know, some players to look out for, so we will break those down for you. But first, guys, let's get into some of your leagues. How you guys doing? Regan, we'll start with you. How you looking right now? We got the Monday night game going on. Are you winning, losing, breaking even?
Can you pick a platform?
You can pick whatever you want, man. It's your segment.
ESPN.
The world is your oyster.
ESPN, I'm 3-0. Demolishing people. They're crying.
Nice.
I'm just watching them cry. Just handing out tissues, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, hey, guys. In Yahoo, I need
you
these.
still have some after that Patriots loss to Miami. But anyway, go ahead.
2 podcasts in a row? Come on, man.
I will live this
Old
up
news,
until
dude.
week 2.
Yeah, I can't wait.
When we get smacked by Buffalo.
Hey, we play the Jets. I love that.
Yeah, so you guys got to win. Look at you.
Yeah, so ESPN, I'm 3-0. Yahoo, probably going to be 0-3. Just an unproductive weekend with Green Bay sucking and a couple other big ones just demolished me.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
So I'm 50%.
Who you going against in our league? Extraordinary men. Even
I don't know. Some no-name.
You're not going against me. I beating Ryan's brother, Jerry, after our bets episode. That guy, I am kicking his ass.
Josh.
Cool.
Josh is a jerk.
Oh, Josh, yeah. That prick. He doesn't
you know him?
listen, so we
Don't even like him.
I met him. I meet him like once a year at the draft.
I think that's the guy that won 8 times.
That you beat? Yeah, you never lose, so that's not fair. You're not allowed to play anymore.
Carry on, Ryan. How you doing, buddy?
Ryan, how's your teams looking?
7 leagues this year. Right now, I am projected to be 6-1, and the only league I'm projected to lose in this week is a dynasty rebuild that I inherited. So I did not draft that team. So the teams that I've drafted, 6-0 this week, baby. Well, that's if Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs and Mark Andrews can, do something here Monday night, but we'll see.
How far are they down? How far are you down?
Well, it's 14-7 right now, Ravens.
Oh, okay.
I would say somebody to certainly add if you're still on your free agent wire is Tyson Williams because he's tearing shit up right now. And Marquise Brown has 4 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown.
Look at him go.
Or maybe you can add him to the wide receiver list here.
I'm playing Taysom Williams already.
Nailed it.
Tyson,
Me
yeah.
too.
Oh, man.
Tyson Williams, yeah. Got to be ahead of the game, guys.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's
I
got to
had
be
Latavius
16.5.
Murray, but I don't. Tyson Williams is already taken. All right, well, my teams are doing good. Thanks for asking. I'm going 7-1 right now. I'm gonna win all those, and the one I lost is pretty embarrassing. It's in the league of the kids I coach, so who are probably our biggest supporters on this show, and I'm losing to our quarterback. So
Bench him.
it was, Aaron Jones. Yeah, we got to bench him. Aaron Jones not coming out for me, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire not showing up. Pretty
Sorry,
disappointing. I had Kyler Murray though, so what a waste of points, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, his team's stacked.
Definitely.
He's good. So, but yeah, they beat Chris Pexoto in our dynasty league, so I'm always happy to do that. He had Zach Wilson. I had Tom Brady.
Oh.
So you can the best part is having Gronk on his bench.
29 points.
Yeah, and I don't think he started somebody much better at all, but I'm not going to look it
Stop
up.
poking at him. Jeez.
I know. No, I can't. He doesn't listen. It's fine.
I mean, Chris. Every year, his team name has something to do with Mac's mom. Or,
That's rude.
you know,
Oh,
just Mac in general. It's a very derogatory statement towards Mac.
It's all great. Oh, no, I'm sorry. So he had T.J. Hawkinson go. I mean, that's good.
He scored 25 points.
That's pretty good.
Tight end 3 on the week so far.
This is what I heard. Saquon Barkley, Raheem Mostert. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that'll do you in.
Yeah.
That's good.
That'll do you sideways. So we're going to get into the
lube.
ads. This is a family show. No, it's not. No,
I was going to say.
No. Don't let your grandparents listen.
Yeah, don't let. The worst is when you have people from church like your page on Facebook. It's like, I wonder if they know what I mean by just the tip. Anyway, I'm all out of sorts right now. Waiver ads.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. So waivers go through on Wednesdays. So we're going to go through some guys, keep an eye on who to add, discuss, are you adding them? I'm not adding them. We're all going to try going for them, so it should be fun. So let's get into this. Let's say we start with the running back, shall we?
Mac, you should probably do this first one.
Yeah.
Who's that guy that is first?
The first one? Well, I think we should go with probably the biggest name of them first.
Right.
Elijah Mitchell. I think it's the big news. That's what everybody's paying attention to. Elijah Mitchell. So both start out 8 weeks, probably more, probably less. Who knows? But Elijah Mitchell, the rookie out of San Fran, running back. Well, the reason I say who knows is because San Fran beat riders suck. Okay. There are like, Ayuk is going off in camp. He's going to do great. And then he does a goose egg in my flex. Thanks a lot, Ayuk. You suck.
Yeah, same.
It's really
In 2 leagues.
It's not him. He's fine. He's cool. But the writers pumping up their team like fanboys. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Elijah Mitchell here. Probably the biggest ad of the week, should we say? Or Tyson Williams. It's going to be one of those two.
Tyson Williams probably last week.
Yeah, the biggest last week. If you missed that, then you suck and you weren't listening to this podcast.
Jeez. So. Tell me how you really feel.
Elijah Mitchell here. And Trey Sermon was a healthy scratch, I guess. Right. But now without Mostert, he might have a role to play. But Elijah Mitchell is the one that we're all gunning for, right?
Oh, yeah. 104 rushing yards, 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
San Fran's running back. You want it.
He looked good, man. If you watched him, I do have him in Dynasty. I got him in the 3rd round of our rookie draft.
There's no news on Trey Sermon, why he sat out.
I didn't see anything.
Because that's pretty concerning.
It is. So I'm thinking like a late ad if somebody drops him. Maybe somebody had him as a handcuff and they drop him. So then you check on later on in the week. See what he's up to. See what news comes out. Add him and see what they do because that San Fran backfield's a little strange. But so if you are in a fantasy league that just does waiver priority, hopefully you have the number 1 and you use it on Elijah Mitchell. If you don't have number 1, you're probably not going to get him. But if you are using Fab, where you have your what does that acronym stand for? Fake money.
Free agency, something budget.
Additional budget, adding budget, I don't know. Anyway, it's fake money, fake dollars in your fantasy league. Just like your life, it's fake. How much are you going to spend? You usually start out with $100. Elijah Mitchell, how much is he worth?
I'm not sharing this in this podcast. I'm so running back needy.
That's not fair.
There's no way I'm not leaking it, dude.
That's
I'm
not
not
fair.
leaking
You won in that
I
league.
can't do it. How much are you spending?
The whole point.
Why don't you guys tell me how much you're spending, and then I'll tell you how much.
So
I'm
I
spending.
spent.
We'll play it that way.
I spent $28 on Latavius Murray. $28, that is. So 28% of my budget for you nerds out there. You'd rather convert it that way. I think he's going to go for like 50 plus, dude. I'm not going to spend that. I would probably do the same thing, like Latavius Murray, $28, $30. That's probably my cap. What about you, Regan?
I think he's going to go for around 42. I think that's going to be right around there. You're not going to want to spend half your thing. It's the first week. I just looked up Trey Sermon. He was actually benched basically based on his special teams role. Or at, what is this? This is sportsnews.com. They said it was actually the lack of his special teams, meaning Elijah Mitchell and Hasty were going to be the backups no matter what. He wasn't going to be the backup at all to Raheem Mostert.
Oh.
That is very
because
surprising.
Because he doesn't play special teams?
Right, yeah, so they didn't need him on special teams, so they just dropped him. They just scratched him for the game. I just really thought he had somewhat of a role.
Weird.
And
I don't know. That tells me, though, Elijah...
tires too.
Yeah. Well, Elijah Mitchell's going to go for a lot.
Oh, that's it. I'm up in my bid for Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I can't go spending too much. I did on Latavius Murray. Probably should have waited or not spend as much, but good luck, Ryan. You want me to wait?
Thanks,
you want me to wait to release this until until midnight on
I will
Wednesday?
say my original bid was somewhere between
You don't have to say.
you and Regan.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
All right.
yeah, so it was pretty high.
Oh.
It is. It has to be.
I thought you were going to say 1 in 100.
It's between 1 and 100.
It is between 1 and 100. That is factual. Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, it basically, if you're desperate for a running back, you're going to have to spend. And unfortunately, it's week 1, so that's your strategy. You want to hold out, but you don't want to miss the James Robinson like a lot of us did last year.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Next on the dock, we got running back Jamal Williams. I'm mentioning this because I just want to brag of how great he was. I mean, he's 72% rostered, so you might have a chance. But if you're new to the show, I'll let it slide. If you're not, then shame on you. I told you to draft him late. And 72% rostered, he should be 100% rostered. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Gainwell, 31% rostered. He was the second guy in Philly that is behind Miles Sanders and getting the pass and stuff. It's not Boston Scott. So he's a rookie. What? Shake your head? No?
Yeah, it pisses me off because I read a report last week that said Boston Scott was going to be 50-50 split with Miles Sanders.
They're all lying. They're all lying. Yep.
I could do this.
Oh dude, God. We're better reporters than these guys. We don't even live in Philly. Ugh. Oh god, that's my worst nightmare. I live in Philly.
Yes, definitely.
Another guy I want to highlight here, James White, 40% rostered after the fumbles of the other two backs. Sorry, Regan, bringing out the Patriots. Look for him to get more work. He is their dependable guy. He gets double-digit points in your flex on a bye-week fill. I would definitely get him on your roster, especially in PPR. Or not especially, only in PPR. I would say.
Only in PPR. Do you see that nice catch he had up the sideline, Mac, on your Dolphins?
Yeah, that wheel route. Yeah,
what a pass, though. It was literally perfect. Right in the breadbasket.
Mac Jones is the real deal, man. I love it.
Guys, I want to bring up one.
Yeah, please.
And it's not really a pickup, but it's more of a concern. Zach Moss was a healthy scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Singletary took on the workload. 11 carries, 72 yards, 3 catches, and Matt Breida was his backup. A lot of people picked Zach Moss over Devin Singletary.
Yeah, and a lot of people were reporting that Matt Breida was playing better than Zach Moss. And he only had, 1 yard. So, who knows? I don't get it. I really didn't want anybody in the backfield of the Bills anyway, because Josh Allen, and they just really don't use the running game. But over 70 yards for Singletary, I'm guessing they're going to try using him.
They need to.
So, but he's highly rostered. I didn't rank him down.
Yeah. Well, what my concept was is, do you no, is Zach Moss becoming a drop candidate soon? If they,
yeah,
big time.
Unless you're desperate for running back, but if you try to get Elijah Mitchell, yeah, go ahead and drop him. Kenneth Gainwell, maybe not. James White, yeah, I'm dropping Zach Moss for James White.
I like it. Just want to throw it out there.
Yeah, please throw it. I'll try to catch it, but
Toss some tips, you know.
Are you guys doing anything with the Houston running backs here? Like,
who do we?
I still am taking everything with a grain of salt.
Houston running backs. Who are you talking about specifically?
Well, David Johnson, Mark Ingram. Ingram's only 11% roster.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson's about 64% at this point. I'm
staying away.
It was Jacksonville. Yeah, it was Jacksonville. I was surprised. I picked Jacksonville to win, even though I don't have the faith in Jacksonville with their coaching and whatnot. I've already gone on too many rampages with that.
Yes, you have.
Have you guys seen?
It's not enough.
Have you guys seen the schedule for the Texans? They got Cleveland, Carolina, Buffalo, New England, Indy, Arizona. They just shut down Derrick Henry. So,
yeah,
the Rams and Miami, who are stripping the ball from the clutches of victory from the New England Patriots, so you probably don't want to play them against them. So, yeah, I'm a no. Let other people hopefully spend their fab on them. But say, hey, that it's a late edition, and you can add them later. Okay, and it doesn't cost you anything. Go right ahead. After all the waivers clear, you desperately need Ingram. Go right ahead. Good luck. I'm not happy about it though.
Mm-mm.
Here's another beat report. How does Mark Ingram go to being a potential cut on his team to having 23 carries in week 1? What is happening? This goes to show that you got to take everything with a grain of salt in the offseason. You can't read this reports and take them as truth. Everybody's speculating. Everybody's guessing. Everybody wants the biggest take. It's like
this is why our job is so hard. The worst.
Yeah, it can be really tough with some of these running back groups specifically, but 20. It was at least 23 carries. Might have been more. I never thought I'd see that again.
Ingram, I think he had 29 carries if I remember correctly. Yeah, they fed him the ball a lot, but it was against Jacksonville, so that's the thing.
Yeah, right. All right, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Let's see. Wide receivers. What do you got for wide receivers here, Ryan?
My two biggest this week, I think, are Tim Patrick or KJ Hamler.
Yeah.
With the injury to Jerry Jeudy.
Mm-hmm.
They had, I can't remember the stats exactly. I think Patrick had 3 for 41 and Hamler had 4 for 49 or something like that. So now without Jeudy there, they're just that production's going to increase a little bit. So if you're looking, right now you shouldn't necessarily have to play them. You should have some better options. But if you start running into more injuries on your team, when we start hitting bye weeks here in the next couple of weeks, some guys to look out for sure.
Yeah, if you're the Jerry Jeudy owner, you got to get one of these guys for sure. Throw him on your IR so you don't have to drop anybody for him. But Tim Patrick was a sneaky start last year down the stretch.
He was.
Hopefully he can find that production again this year. What do you got, Regan?
The only single one I got is Zach Pascal. He had 2 touchdowns yesterday. T.Y. Hilton's on the IR, kind of taking that spot. I don't know, he's not going to get 2 touchdowns, but I do like the concept of him possibly being a red zone target. He was, Carson Wentz was throwing it to him more than I thought he would. So it's pretty exciting. I think it's one of those ones where you don't spend a high,
Fab
you don't go high on fab on him, but you just grab him, kind of wait. See if he does something again, maybe he gets 6 targets, no touchdowns. Might be somebody you can throw in there. We just need to see some consistency, right?
Zach Pascal's a guy that I've thrown in there over the last few years, very, very sporadically, and really when I was desperate for a play, and it usually lines up with a T.Y. Hilton injury.
Right.
And then he'll get like 12, 13, 14 points, and he's fairly reliable. He doesn't do it very often, so that's the problem. Even with like T.Y. out of the lineup, he's still very inconsistent. But if he's got a good matchup, T.Y.'s not there, maybe another guy's down too, like, he's a guy to always kind of watch out for throughout the season.
No, that's a really good point. We do have to take consideration that as a brand new quarterback. That's why I'd like to just snag him, stash him, see what you got. Obviously, if you need it, it's so early in the season, you probably don't even really need to pick him up just yet. You probably want to see the guys on your bench perform. But if you had an injury or something like that, and you miss out on, the guys you guys were just saying, Tim Patrick or something like that, snag him, put him on your bench, see what happens. You're going to get him for $1.
For sure. Yeah, if that. Or I would probably just do a zero bid, see if he shows up. But so prior towards these receivers here, I guess Zach Pascal at the end, but Tim Patrick, Hamler, Sterling Shepard, who are you targeting? Rank them. Regan, go.
Definitely Tim Patrick, Sterling Shepard. I'm really only going to take those two guys.
Okay. How about you, Ryan?
I'd probably go Sterling Shepard first, then Patrick and Hamler. I think Shepard's going to be less available than either of those two guys.
Probably.
Just because he's been around for a while. He is their number one receiver. If Galladay's not around, obviously, if he's there.
He said he is playing this week.
But he is playing this week.
I think it's Thursday.
So maybe I'd go Patrick then Shepard.
Yeah, that was my thought process.
See what happens with Shepard.
Yeah, I just wasn't excited about anybody besides Judy in that offense anyway. So, I think I'm going to wait on and save my money. Wait till waivers clear and then pick up the scraps. Speaking of some scrap heap here. No, I'm just kidding. This is a bad segue. Diami Brown, the rookie for Washington. I like him. I have him already on a couple teams just to see what he did. He didn't do much. But he was out there for 93% of the snaps for Washington. So just keep an eye on him. Or if you have a clear waiver spot, you didn't get Elijah Mitchell, and you have Judy go in your IR, you got an open spot, hey, take a shot on him, see what happens. We don't know with Heineke coming in. I like him. We'll see how he slings the ball around. Maybe he was practicing more with the rookie with the twos. Maybe they got some good chemistry going on. I'm not going to tell you what beat reporters have reported because we can't trust them. So let's move on to tight end, shall we?
Hey, Mac, quick.
Sure.
Curtis Samuel comes back. Do you think that's going to destroy that value? That was my only question.
He's on the IR, so he's out for at least 2 more weeks. So see what the kids got.
Yeah, I would just say Diami Brown would be one that I'd wait till waivers to pass and grab. Because you probably can't.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You don't even have to pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep an eye on him. But
good stuff.
If you have the open spot and you want to throw him on there, and it's not going to cost you anything, go right ahead.
I like it.
I was going to get into it later, but if you have a backup tight end who's not doing anything, clear that spot, take a shot at the receivers. In our last episode, we were going through the rankings of receivers, and they're scoring a bunch more points. So they have more value even on your bench than a backup tight end.
Agreed.
Unless you got somebody like Hawkinson and what's the one? Higbee that you have?
Yep.
Regan, I think you have 2 tight ends. Or no, you got Kelsey and Higbee. What was it?
No, I have Kelsey and Hawkinson in one league.
Kelsey and Hawkinson in one league. Dick.
Well, the wide receivers weren't good, so I was like, well, I'm going to get the PPR machine and Hawkinson in the 5th round.
There you go.
And out this week.
Flex. Yep. Tight ends here. Gerald Everett, mustered 39%, which I'm kind of was surprised. I thought it'd be up closer to like 50. But they're stretching the field with Lockett and Metcalf. They had a great play designed for him, just specifically for him in the red zone, and he scored on it. So they're trying to get him involved. I think, Ryan, you were saying to start him, and he got in the end zone if you had a stream tight end. Or was that Regan?
That was Ryan.
I believe it was Ryan.
No.
I believe so, yeah.
It was me.
It was our breakdown.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you, buddy.
Take the credit.
I'll feed you, baby bird.
Appreciate that, Reeks.
But yeah, they signed him in the offseason, and they're trying to get him involved, so go for it. Who do you got here? Ryan? You got anybody?
Yeah, I'd say, if we're going like position by position, I don't necessarily think I would pick up this guy unless I was desperate. But David Njoku, I would go with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a big couple of games towards the end of last season. I think particularly in that playoff game against the Chiefs, he was pretty dominant in the first half. So he's got a lot of talent. He's still only 25 years old. He's got, could be one of those guys that kind of develops and blooms later. So just kind of keep an eye out on him. But if you have a deep bench, if you're tight end needy, he might be a guy to target.
If you're already ready to move on from Gesicki, he might be a guy. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Feel that way.
Don't do that. Reed, you got anybody?
Yeah, so what I'm going to say first before I bring up this guy is the tight ends. Like we said, I say this every single time. After tight end 8, it's a toss-up. So you will, if you do not have a top 8, 7 tight end, you will have to grab these guys once in a while. So look at matchups and stuff like that. The guy I'm going to bring up is Cole Kmet, though. He had 7 targets yesterday. Easily has already passed Jimmy Graham as the starting tight end. They set up plays for him. I would love to... Honestly, I think actually he would be a good stash, though. If you don't have a top tight end, do not grab one of these guys if you already have a top tight end. There's no point. But to grab him, and if he eventually...
What if you have 2 top-tier tight ends like you do?
You trade one for a stud. Actually, I might keep
wide receiver.
Yeah, you trade him for Higbee. And somebody else. Get another
I'll
stud.
trade you Higbee. I have Higbee. I'll trade you Higbee for Hawkinson straight up. Straight up.
But, so if Cole Kmet, though, if he is able to overturn Jimmy as the red zone target as well, he's going to be a very good starter at tight end. And pretty reliable. 7 targets. If he does that again next week, I'm pumped about him. They like him. They set up plays for him. That's something to really watch out for.
Right on. Real quick, what we call him, Ferrari Brown.
Yeah.
Tight end from Houston. He was out there for 76% of the snaps, so just keep an eye on him. Like, we don't have the best faith in Houston, but they got to throw to somebody. Is it Danny Amendola again?
I couldn't believe that.
Getting a
He came out of nowhere. He just popped up in the field.
I think Chris Hogan scored yesterday, too. So all the old Patriot players are doing great, but not the Patriots, the current ones.
Chris Hogan is back in the league?
He came back, yeah. Who is he playing
Sweet.
for?
I zone out now.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
Juwan Johnson, I hope I'm saying that right. Juwan Johnson, tight end for New Orleans. 2 touchdowns, only on 3 receptions, but he's 5% rostered. Get him on waivers clear if you really want to, or just keep an eye on him. He can also go into your wide receiver slot on Sleeper. So if you are really pinched on wide receivers, you have them all on the same bye week or something like that, hey, you might want to stream this guy down the road and just throw him in there. And we'll see. Then QBs, Heineke, keep an eye on him. Let's see what he could do with Terry McLaurin and dumping off to Antonio Gibson.
He plays for
Hopefully
the Saints?
He does well. Is that what Chris Hogan plays well?
Chris Hogan, yeah, 1 catch, 10 yards for a
Sorry to
touchdown.
address you. I was just mind blown.
Good for him.
No,
man.
I was just filling in time while you were looking that up. I didn't spend the time to look up Chris Hogan's stats. But,
Hey, you get excited.
So yeah, QB.
How dare you?
Jameis Winston, I guess we add. I'm not spending a waiver priority on him. But if it clears out and you were depending on Fitzpatrick or something, I guess you get Jameis Winston. But I think we really have all our starters set.
Yeah. I drafted him.
Grab him and see what he does. Did you? Yeah.
As a backup in one
Might
of them.
want to play him in your Superflex leagues.
In the
Oh,
Superflex leagues, yeah, if he's available. I doubt he is.
he's not. Not in mine.
Yeah, I mean, he's not available on waivers, but you might want to think about inserting him in your lineup
For
and
sure.
playing him.
For sure. I'm just trying to think of QBs to add. There really isn't any. You kind of are waiting for one of the rookies to break out, like Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, one of those. The
Or
Herbert type.
Or Trey Lance.
That's like the only QB.
Justin Fields.
I'm just trying to say, or Trey Lance or Justin Field, yeah, like Fields. That's
Or Taylor Heineke. Like you
or
just said.
Taylor Heineke. I'm telling you, keep an eye on him.
I love watching
defensive streamers. What do you got here?
Yeah, I think the only one I
Regan.
put in was
No
Arizona.
Arizona.
You know, Chandler Jones had 5 sacks yesterday. They had Minnesota,
God.
who might be a little bit of a tough opponent. Probably just in, what do you call it? Garbage points. But they have the Jags the week after.
Yeah.
They're going to smoke the Jags. So if you got to plug in, not a bad 2-week play. Other than that, so defenses are hard.
I think I'm targeting any team that's going to be playing the Jaguars, and you might have some points put up against you, but you're probably going to get a couple forced turnovers, maybe a pick six.
He threw 3 picks.
So anybody playing the Jags is up on my list.
Makes sense. All right, so let's make room for these guys. Who are we dropping? For my running back, Boston Scott. You don't need him. He's rostered, and I think I read 45%, so yeah, you can drop him.
Ouch.
Yeah, because you got BS reports coming out. So he's rostered 45%.
That's his initials.
Oh my god.
Boston
Here's
Scott
mine,
report.
Devontae Freeman. Seemed like an exciting pickup about a week and a half ago, but Tavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Tyson Williams looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dropped Bell.
So,
I dropped Bell before the weekend. I was like, yeah, this ain't happening. So,
no.
I got Latavius Murray.
they're,
And sorry to cut you off, Mac. I got him in one league. Are you
that's
going
fine.
to keep him?
I mean, I'll take him off your hands if you want me to.
No, it's not in our leagues. It was one of another leagues. I was desperate for a running back, so
Yeah,
I snagged
I'm
him.
keeping him. I bid a lot on him. He just joined the team though. We'll see. We'll see what they do. They 200 yards rushing in that backfield. You might want a piece of that going down the stretch. I stupidly dropped Dobbins last year, and it cost me. Cost me big time. Yeah, I could have used him down the stretch. So I'm gonna keep him for a while. See what happens. Hopefully he gets involved. Wide receivers here, Jerry Jeudy. If you have an IR spot, throw him on. But like, say hypothetically, you have Michael Thomas in the IR spot, taken up already. Drop Jeudy. Michael Thomas will come back sooner. You're not going to drop Michael Thomas, or you're not going to just put Jeudy on your bench. I think you can drop him and pick him up later. That's just my opinion. You can take my tip or slap it away, whatever you want to do.
It's a good example, though.
Here's who I would drop. Mike Evans, because he deserves
Ooh,
it. 5 points, dude.
please
Come
do.
on, man.
Please drop him. I'll take him.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys still think he gets 1,000 yards, Ryan?
Yes.
I think he still has a pretty good chance. He still had a lot of targets his way. They just were getting tipped away from him. So
He's had goose egg games before.
He has.
He had 2 in
yeah.
one season, and he still gets the 1,000 yards. He'll be fine.
Mind
that's
blowing.
the problem with Evans. Last year he killed me with
Yeah,
that
I
stuff.
know.
Like
I know.
he'd get 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. You're like salvaged a good day, but damn.
Yeah, he didn't make it easy on you.
So I would drop Mike Evans and I would drop Mike
He's
Gesicki,
not dropping either of those guys.
and then I'll pick him up when you.
I'll do it just fine. I just think it's too early to do too many drops. But I like Hawks. I've mentioned that I had him on my bench just to see who the Colts are using. He had like 1 target, and he didn't get it to catch. It's a giant man. He just blocks. Go ahead and drop him. It's too bad. But yeah, the dependable. It's not a dependable tight end room for the Colts, so don't even pick up Trey Burton, if that's his name. I can't
It
remember.
is.
He has tiny hands.
It is Trey
Yeah,
Burton,
he has tiny
yes.
hands, though.
Tiny hand guy.
Yeah. I just figured with the Frank Reich system, like they would use the tight ends more. But hey, oh well.
Yeah, Frank Wright, another tiny hand guy.
He does have tiny hands. Tiny
see how he does.
glasses, too. You ever see that? Barely over his eyes,
Yeah,
are like
hey.
old time spectacles. It's weird. QB's the drop. Yeah, just Fitzpatrick if you had him. There's no point in keeping that meatloaf in the fridge. Just throw it out.
Does Rodgers deserve it?
Yeah, we didn't.
He deserves it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Want to bring that up for your leftovers here, Regan?
I just find it comical.
How much? Oh, it's hilarious.
Guy's such an asshat.
Yeah, something with his hair too.
He looks like
People are
he's like.
talking about his hair.
I'm trying to think. I saw a picture of him. I saw one meme. It was Tom Brady next to him. And it's like, do you know this guy? Tom Brady's 7 years older than this guy, and or it's like 5 years or something like that. But either way, he looks so old in like his press conference after, and he played like it too.
I did mention it. I can't take too much credit though. It's only the first week, but Green Bay Packers, I believe, are going to implode. I've been saying this for a bit. Once you entertain retirement like he has and playing games all off season with the Packers, it's not going to end well. Especially as soon as some tough spots of the schedule start happening. This is just the beginning. So be careful. I know there's a radio station locally that they're taking credit for it, and I'm like, I totally tweeted that at you guys, and you guys are copying me, so I'm kind of mad at that. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself and not give them any material.
That's right. They're gonna have to listen to us if they
Source
want it.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll tell you what. It might be too early to look at that trend, Mac, and say that you're right. But you did say that once you start seeing a couple of losses, what's going to happen? Like, there's going to be a lot of tension in that locker room, and I think right off the bat that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to see how they respond. But that was you want to talk about a bad loss to a team that didn't have very high expectations, who wasn't even playing in their home stadium.
That's the other thing.
forgot about
Man, what the F? Like, they just got displaced playing in, like, Oklahoma or something,
Jacksonville.
right? And
Close.
are they playing in Jacksonville?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Jacksonville.
Close.
Guys,
Yeah.
redemption game.
Well, the Saints are definitely the best team in Jacksonville right now, that's for sure.
Redemption game
Both those
next week.
states have like a weird angle that like nobody goes to. Florida, the Panhandle, and then Oklahoma has the point.
I hate you.
Like whatever happens there, you ever think about that?
No, not even a little bit.
No, I don't.
Well, thanks guys, I appreciate that. You can follow us
Hey.
at Just a Tip FFP.
Green Bay plays the Lions next week. Just saying. But then they
Hopefully
play the
Aaron Jones
49ers.
as well. Hey, hopefully Aaron Jones runs all over them too. Like his former teammate did, Jamal Williams.
If the Lions win, I'm ready to cement Mac's claim that the Packers
That's
are
a great
suck
point.
this year.
Oh, if they do, I'm taking a huge victory. I don't even care.
Hey,
I have to go
I'll buy
streaky.
I'll buy you wings. We'll do boneyard.
Please, talk dirty to me.
Never mind. We're not.
I saw some old school binoculars that have a recording feature. They have like a digital camera recording feature. So if you go streaking, let me know. I'll go get those.
You're gonna need extra zoom.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might need a little extra.
You can borrow the ones I used to spy on your mom. That's all right. Good night, everybody.